everyone. So today is Thursday, which means I've done a terrible job recording the beginning part of this week. Tuesday, I recorded the first episode of the podcast relaunch with my friend Tara Swiger. That goes up tomorrow. So when you're watching this, it will have gone up on Friday on Tara Swiger's YouTube channel. And if you search for Essential Enthusiasm on any podcast app, it will be up there. So we did, it's technically episode 9, and it was so much fun. We talked for an hour and we just talked about books we're reading, but not even really about books, but just like some thoughts that we had from reading the books. So we talked about should you focus on your strengths or should you focus on what your audience needs? And we talked about the difference between emotions and feelings. We talked about systems and the stupid things our brains tell us. And it was just so much fun. And I can't wait to record the next episode. After talking with Tara about Asana on Tuesday, and then a video from my friend popped up about how much Asana has helped her in her business, kind of decided, right, I need to really get serious about my Asana systems. And so I bought a course from Megan Minns called Asana HQ, which kind of walks you through Asana. And so yesterday was about kind of the first steps of really stepping up my Asana game and creating systems in my business. So either I could hand things off to someone else or just so I know what I'm doing every week. I'm at the point where I have 5 videos to edit a week. So I have my vlog, my live stream, my podcast that I do with Tara, and then I have 2 videos that I edit for Tara because I'm also her video editor, which is amazing. Like, I love that I am so busy with video editing. I also have my business, the Tech Editor Hub, to run. So I'm kind of at a point where I need to figure out what I'm doing each day. And I like to have some flexibility in my schedule. I'm not a person who likes things to be super rigid, but I kind of just need to get better. Not get better because I'm not bad at it. I just need to make it easier for me to remember and keep track of what videos are going up when, and so when do they have to get edited by, and also trying to figure out my Twitch schedule. When's a good time for me to go live on Twitch, and what am I going to be doing? I think I'd like to go live Thursday nights and do like a live kind of like a knit night stream and just sit and knit and talk to people, and then maybe twice in the week during the day go live with some video editing. There's some things I have to figure out. My video stream kept flickering while I was streaming. I watched back the replay to confirm. I have a recording. It flickered on the recording, and so then I watched um, the VOD of the live stream, and it flickers on there too. And I'm not really happy with that. So I've got to figure out why that's happening. Is it something to do with my software? Is it because I was streaming at 1080 or it's sending up at 1080? Maybe I need to lower that. So a few things to play with. But yeah, so I've been trying to figure out kind of just what my weekly schedule looks like. And also, so starting next week, my kids have 2 weeks off of school, and I'd like to do some things with them, go, do days out and such. And then very soon, um, 3 or 4 months, they're going to be off for the summer, and I'm also going to want to do things with them. So I've got to figure out, what does my schedule look like? What days are good for me to take off, and what days do I absolutely have to be working in order to meet deadlines? So there is some flexibility in my schedule, but at the same time, I do a live stream every Friday in my Tech Editor Hub Facebook group. That's, for me, not really super negotiable. I could reschedule. I could do it on a Thursday, it's possible, but I would prefer to keep that consistent. So figuring out things like that. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was it's been a week since I deleted Instagram, deleted the app, not my accounts, and I wanted to talk about how that's going. So I don't know if I'm going through like withdrawal or something, but I still think about Instagram like every day. Like I don't go to like open the app, but something will happen and I'll think, oh, I should do an Instagram stories or I should post about that. Like I want to go live on Twitch tonight. I was thinking, oh, yesterday I was thinking, oh, I should post, let people know I'm gonna go live on Twitch, and I'm like, oh, I'm not on Instagram. I'm realizing how certain people I only connect with them on Instagram, which makes me kind of sad. I have some people who I consider friends, people I know in both real life, like they're online friends, but we've met in real life multiple times. Um, and they're only really active on Instagram. And I can see that if nothing else, I would, at the bare minimum, make like a private account and just follow those people, um, because it is my way of keeping in touch with them and knowing what's going on in their lives. And it's a great tool for that. So, like, bare minimum, I know I will have Instagram back at some point. I have been thinking about how I want to do things going forward. So some of my ideas are to just have Instagram on my iPad, which is mainly something I use only for work. Like I don't have it on me as much as I have my phone on me. I would probably just mainly use it for checking in, and it would be really easy to just check in like once in the morning and once before I sign off work. And then for posting, I will definitely be using Hootsuite, which is a scheduler. And actually, now that I think about it, Hootsuite lets me see my feed as well. So although I can't see stories, but anyways, for posting, I would probably post everything using Hootsuite. I would schedule things, but yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if I want to do a private account, or just I could make Julie create a more personal account, I guess, and just follow like friends and stuff. Um, Businesses that I like, because there's also businesses that like I want to buy products from and they only post about updates on Instagram, which kind of makes me annoyed. If you're a business, please have a newsletter so I could sign up to your newsletter, and get emails when you do updates, but I get it. So yeah, so I can still see that there's a purpose for Instagram in my life. I do want to kind of hold it out before I put it back on. Um, my iPad or whatever I do before I start posting again, before I break my hiatus. Oh, so I did want to talk about. Oh, I know what it was. I was trying to think how did I end up there? Um, so I had deleted Asana off of my phone. Asana is another thing I use for work, and I am really seeing the benefit of having a personal phone and a work phone. Um, because there are definitely things like that I need on my phone for work that I don't want to be getting like notifications about or using like when I'm not working. Um, and so I was thinking, oh, do I just want to use Asana on my iPad? Like that's why I was thinking, like, do I want to make my iPad like my work phone and have like Instagram on there, have Hootsuite on there, have Asana on there, which is possible. I don't know. Anyways, so I'm not there yet. So I put Asana back on my phone and I was like, okay, I need notifications on, but I don't want them coming in like at night. And the same is my issue with Instagram. I or Facebook. Like I love getting notifications from my Facebook groups. And when I get Instagram comments, like I love those notifications so I can when I'm working, I can go right in and reply to those and all that stuff. But I don't like getting all those notifications or I don't need them at like 9 o'clock at night. So what I did was I figured out that you can schedule your do not disturb. So I have do not disturb on my phone set to turn on at 6 p.m. and set to turn off at 9 a.m. But then you can allow calls, it says, like there's a setting like allow calls from, and so you can click to allow calls from favorites. Um, but no one ever phones me. But then if you go into your contacts and you start adding like people to your favorites, you add like phone calls and messages and like FaceTime separately. Um, so I tested it out and I was able to make it so that if my son FaceTimes me, so let's say we're out in the evening, um, if I can leave my phone on do not disturb, but if my son tries to FaceTime me or he calls me with FaceTime, the FaceTime audio, that will still go through. And like if he sends me a message, it doesn't make a sound, but the like the message bubble still pops up on my lock screen. So I thought that was pretty cool because that was my worry with do not disturb is like, okay, I want to shut off notifications, but I don't want to shut off phone calls and text messages and things like that. Um, so yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. So definitely play around with like the do not disturb on your phone and the settings and like your favorites. So that's another option if I do add Instagram back to my phone. Um, which I may do because it is nicer to browse on your phone than on an iPad. So those were my thoughts kind of from this week. I don't know if I'm going to put any clips after this. So if I don't, thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you next week.